Welcome to a very special between seasons special of Apathetic Weekend Update. I'm your host, Guy, whose lack of drug problem is mostly funds-based. Last weekend, as many know, Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton's immune system dropped in and on the polls nearly 100%. And as you can see, it was actually a pretty concerning ordeal. Also concerning, the actions of the Clinton campaign afterwards, who claimed that she had overheated, then revealed that she was well enough to hug a conveniently loose Latino girl, and then that she probably shouldn't have because she was diagnosed with pneumonia 2 days prior. But classic Latinos always compelling us to call in sick and work from home. That was dumb. What's curious, though, is just how little relative attention this health scare was given by the mainstream media in the past week. In fact, the story given the most attention across all networks, the thorough breakdown of what this internet meme has to do with Trump supporters.
On his Instagram account, it's a meme of Pepe.
Pepe refers to Pepe the Frog.
Pepe the Frog, who people say is associated with,
As unlikely as it may sound, it is one of the things that the racist right
with white supremacists.
And for those of you who don't know, Pepe is a white nationalist symbol.
A story so stupid, many speculate the Clinton campaign has been colluding with the media simply to keep her state of health out of the news cycle, along with any grain of journalistic integrity. So here to clear her name, Democratic nominee for president, Hillary Clinton. Now, Hillary, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but do you or do you not have an agreement with the mainstream media to keep the state of your health on the down low and internet memes on the rise?
I am pleased that we do have an agreement that is being implemented.
Snap. I guess that ruins my angle. Wow, really? What happens to the outlets that choose not to cover rare Pepe memes? Am I saying that right?
I think there might be a misunderstanding of what our whole agreement consists of, because certainly I've made clear I'm proud of the role that I played in getting that agreement in place. But as president, I will enforce it, and there have to be consequences.
Consequences? Forgive me, but that it sounds a little pricey. Who's going to pay to have these journalists revoked of their integrity?
The federal government would provide a big portion of the cost, but states would be mandated to also pay considerably, about 14% of the cost.
So wait, now, if states are fronting some of the bill too, does that mean that they're going to get a say as well in how the journalists are tortured? Perhaps car battery nipples, a week in Tehran's Evin prison, listening to Tim Kaine speak?
I'm a big believer in letting states experiment, but when it comes to where we are right now in 2016, I'm going to defend, protect, and improve the infamous Iranian prison.
You have every right to. Real quick, though, no, this is a little off topic. You ever going to release those Wall Street speech transcripts you were looking into 226 days ago?
I remember being asked frequently for me to do so, and so obviously that's something I'll leave up to the Sanders campaign. But
or what's left of it, bunch of losers. They wish. All right, another thing I wanted to touch on. We've been seeing a lot of black superheroes lately.
Finally, after many decades of efforts, thanks to President Obama.
Well, word is, after the trailer came out for this year's Captain America movie, you personally intervened with the studio to make sure that Don Cheadle's character lived in the end. Any comments on that?
Obviously, I thought at the time it was the right approach, and I advocated for it. Along with then Secretary Panetta and CIA Director Petraeus, because I was worried about what would happen if there were a very vicious civil war.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's a Marvel film. I just think that a lot of people, not that they wanted Don Cheadle to die, I just think there is a desire out there for the emotional weight that an event like that would bring to the franchise. But don't get me wrong, I still really like the dichotomy of, one team bringing a lot of valid arguments to support government oversight against help me out here.
Against a group of people who wanted more freedom, wanted to live in dignity, not the continuing oppression.
Exactly. You got it. Any thoughts on if one of the teams had Thor or the Incredible Hulk?
That it would be a pretty uneven match, to be understating that. So let's talk about where we are now.
Oh, actually, no. I was hoping to talk about something one of your former staffers brought up in a recent article. Is it true that back in 2009, you took your employees out on an outing to see the Sandra Bullock film All About Steve?
I am still very focused on making sure we do everything we can, as I did when I was Secretary of State, as I testified to over 11 hours, to make sure that nothing like that happens again, insofar as we are able to prevent it. And that's my focus when it comes to the continuing obligation that the United States government has whenever we send anyone into harm's way.
Of course. Speaking of sending Americans into harm's way, recent polls have shown a majority of Americans support arming future Harambes to avoid an incident like the Cincinnati one, which of course would require loosening a specific regulation on gun control.
So I'm not interested in what the Republicans are trying to do, which is to repeal it, as they consistently vote to do.
Well, I think it's more than just Republicans.
And I also think it would be a mistake to really thrust our country into another contentious national debate.
Fair point. Lastly, this is more just for the viewers at home who might not have heard the funny story of how you got healthy so quick. And feel free to jump in. So last weekend, on your way to Chelsea's apartment, I'm told you stopped to pick up 3 hitchhikers to harvest their organs, and then realized you already had 3 hitchhikers trapped on your tour bus, so you had to let the new 3 go. And one of them turned out to be Shia Lebeouf.
And we were very happy that we were able to get him and the 2 other hikers back home.
Wow. Never a dull moment. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Clinton, for stopping by, and good luck out there on the trail.
Thanks.
And there you have it, Democratic nominee for president, Hillary Clinton. And I'm sure I'll be back next weekend with a similar Trump interview that will take half the effort to make sound ridiculous. I've been your host, Guy, who has not started watching New Girl despite the rave reviews due to the emotional damage left by 500 Days of Summer hitting a little too close to home. New episodes of Apathetic Weekend Update, October 9th. Stay tuned, subscribe. Have a good one. Have a good one.